Ruckerman.
We are live. Sbtalksports, Sean Webb, real takes over fake debates coming at you live every Monday and Friday. Sponsored by Swift Energy. Use code RTOFD to get 20% off your order. Happy Monday, Sean. How are you feeling today?
Happy Monday to you, SB. I'm doing good, man. I know we got a few things to get into, but before we get into that, man, we got a special guest I got to bring on real quick. It's a very, very special day, and I just want to bring in this special guest.
Why?
Yeah. Oh, I ain't gonna say why. I'm just gonna say it ain't just for wrestling. Just don't forget.
Okay.
Never forget.
Never forget.
Never forget. This ain't just for wrestling. So.
Bro, you a fool, dog. Hey, bro, you could have warned me, bro, but we just did a whole pre-show. You should have warned me. Hey, I'm confused. I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't see nobody no link. Who coming on the show? Hey, never forget. Yeah, shout out to everybody, and shout out to everybody watching the show. Salute Tim. Salute Go Jays in the chat. Salute Citizen Lou. I'll see you in the TikTok. Salute a lot of other people that joined and came and enjoyed it. Make sure you guys like, make sure you guys share, make sure you guys subscribe. But we got an excellent show for you. Obviously, we starting off with a hit. As it Sean K's over there. But yeah, if you enjoy the content, make sure you like, make sure you guys share, make sure you guys subscribe. We got a lot of things to get into today. We got to start off back, Sean. And it just seemed like I hate around this time of year when it comes to sports. I know there's other sports going on. And it's crazy. I was talking to my boy Cam, he was a swimmer for UIC. And we were talking about like why pretty much basketball and football get the most popularity and the money. But I told him it was like the popularity of the sports. And with the point of popularity right now, it's slow season. And he was like, yeah, only time people really care about the 100-meter dash is the Olympics. Only time people care about the swimming is the Olympics. But basketball, football is always year-round people care about. But I digress. We're in slow season. So obviously, we know we're in this hot take era. Thanks a lot, Skip and Stephen A. Where people try to say anything for clicks. And it gets even worse when it's nothing to talk about. Did obviously everybody get a platform, everybody get a podcast, like same way we got one, it's America. So Draymond Green goes on his podcast and says his head coach, Steve Kerr, imagine, his head coach, Steve Kerr, and Team USA are crazy for benching Jayson Tatum in to open the Olympics. Another day, somebody complained about Steve Kerr coaching. Let me go on first. First off, it's the team with the best 10 players in the world. Imagine every one of these guys who own this team are either a star player or a very key piece to their team. Now you bringing everybody together on one team like an all-star team. Everybody not going to play. And I'm mad at Steve Kerr for opening the Pandora's box to let people just take these shots at him when he said, I'm an idiot for not starting Jayson Tatum. And all he literally could have said, how the game was going, it made more sense to bench Jayson Tatum and how KD played. End the story. Player personnel. This Team USA. Everybody not going to get to play. That's it. And then ended it with, this should not be the topic of conversation. The only topic of conversation should be us winning gold. That's everybody's goal, for us to win gold, no matter if you playing, not playing. Everybody has the same mission that they're going to do whatever it takes to win gold. Ended all this. But since he said, I feel like an idiot, it opened up everybody to take shots at him, even his own players. And once again, I still don't understand what's the problem, because it's all player personnel, Sean. I don't. So what's your reaction to Draymond Green saying this in the first place? One, calling out his coach is crazy. But two, why is we still having conversations about Steve Kerr's rotations?
Yeah, I mean, again, at the end of the day, what I didn't particularly care about the comments was Draymond's comparing this team to his Olympic experience. Now, he's played on 2 Olympic teams, the last 2, as a matter of fact. There was a reason why he wasn't on this team, which we don't have to get into. But, he's comparing it to this team is deeper than those last 2 teams that he was on.
Yes.
It's more top-heavy with talent than those last 2 teams that he was on. So the fact that he made the comments, I think, SB, just speak to your point of just the need for content and the need to just say something and the need to just put something out because I haven't said anything or I haven't done anything in a while. SB, I'm a big music fan. You know this. I don't necessarily need artists to put out music constantly if you got nothing to say.
Yeah, you don't need to.
You don't need to. But in today's age, the expectation is you got to put out something so you can stay relevant, so you can be trending, so you can, be hashtagged. And it's like, that's not it. I thought his comments were way off base. They really didn't provide any real basketball analysis.
Nope.
And he didn't point out the fact that in the last 3 games, when somebody hasn't played who's been in the rotation, the USA has pretty much dominated those scenarios where the exhibition, they were playing everybody and they didn't necessarily dominate the competition in the exhibition. So again, and then I think in the same video, he said something about, but it's really all about winning the gold. Well,
what are we talking about here?
That's the definition of talking out both sides of your neck, or as the old James Brown song said, talking loud and saying nothing. You just what was the point? The point, I think, was I haven't done anything. I haven't posted anything in a while. I haven't done my show in a while. So let's do that, right? And that's what he did. And it's just pointless to me. And again, at the end of the day, there was no basketball analysis in it. Nobody questions, Draymond Green's acumen. What I question is, was this necessary? And the answer for me was no, it wasn't necessary. We know Jayson Tatum is a great player. Everybody knows Jayson Tatum is a great player. But in all these games, Jayson Tatum, first team All-NBA, sat out of the game. In one game, not this past MVP, but the previous MVP sat out the game.
That energy had though, Sean. Nobody said nothing with Joel Embiid. Said, it's understandable because Joel Embiid don't fit the rotation. Why did you not understand that with Tatum? Tatum, my favorite player, and I understood why he didn't play.
Right. And again, it's not like it didn't work, because if it didn't work, again, whole different conversation.
I agree.
They went that way. They played the lineup they played. It worked very well. They've been very good, I think, defensively in these last 3 games, making the decisions they made. Move on. Get ready for Brazil. That's it.
And I'm still irritated with the fact that, like I said, this is just a conversation. And I know it's only a conversation because there's nothing else going on. Nobody care about baseball. We just passed the baseball trade deadline, which I was looking at a lot of things that went on with the Yankees. Because this is around the time that I started locking in a baseball and start paying attention. Because now it's I ain't gonna lie, that season too long for me. I can start locking in now. Season too long for me. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I lock in after trade deadline, all that's done with the team set. All right, with this the 9th inning, when it's the eighth inning, and 8th inning, that's what I lock in on baseball. But I just don't think this shouldn't be a conversation. And I love that you brought the fact of Tatum, Draymond Green compared it to his last team. Yeah, KD and Tatum was your two best scorers because look at the roster. This roster got Steph, LeBron on it, and Kevin Durant too. You was already behind KD. And Steve Kerr just came out and said Kevin Durant not starting. You was secondary to a guy who he already said ain't starting. So your minutes always going to be 50-50 if you behind KD and I'm only bringing up KD because he fits that role of what they need him to do with like KD. They need some quick buckets, energy off the bench. That's it. Tatum ain't going to defend at no elite level. Tatum ain't going to rebound at an elite level. You need Tatum to score the ball. Tatum is there to score the ball. That's it. But now if you got KD in front of him and KD come in hot and KD got the team flowing, I'm not going to get KD out of the rhythm to play you. And that's just what it is. And like you said, Draymond Green talked it out two sides of his neck because at one breath, you complained he got benched. And then the next breath, you literally said everybody match should be winning gold. Why is this a conversation? Oh, I know. Because it's slow season, Sean. I ain't been on my pod. Look, bro, I ain't finna just upload, you know what I'm saying, Sean? You know what? Ah, man, today feel like it's a slow day, so I'm just gonna go say something crazy today. Like, for what? And then clip it. Like, for what? It serves no purpose to me. But let me know what you guys think about Draymond Green. I just don't like Draymond Green calling out his coach. Well, let me know what you guys think about Draymond Green calling out his coach. Since we're on the Olympics, Sean, I want to kind of stay in that lane. Michael Phelps had a lot to say. Michael Phelps is calling for a lifetime ban for anyone who is caught doping. It pretty much his quote is exactly, if you test positive, you should never be allowed to come back and compete again, cut and dry. Phelps said, I believe in one and done. I'm going to let you go first on this. What's your mindset on Michael Phelps saying it should be a one and done policy?
So I'm not a big fan of zero tolerance in this space. I think two things. One, yes, athletes have to be very careful about what they're putting in their bodies. And I like to think for the most part they are. But they're also surrounded with trainers and nutritionists and all kinds of people who help them manage that as well. And so if one of them are in a situation where somebody gives them something or puts something in something else that they're drinking or eating or that could cause them to test positive, I don't necessarily believe in a lifetime ban. I think context matters. I also believe that there should also be an opportunity for contrition and an opportunity to rebound. So I'm not necessarily believing in a lifetime ban for someone who's caught doping, once. Now, again, if you get caught again, or if this is a pattern, that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
But a one-time thing, I'm not necessarily a big fan of that. I don't think that necessarily stops people from trying to do something. I just think it's a bit reactive, and I don't know again if that should necessarily be the case.
My point on it, my case on it, I like the point you just had about what if they got this trainer who actually put something in it, and I don't think it should be a one and done policy. I do agree with that because a lot of things can happen and a lot of things can go wrong. You could be an athlete that you've been taking stuff, which we have seen because the rules change a lot. You probably could be taking a supplement for this period of time. A rule can pass a year before the Olympics, and they say the stuff that you've been taking is now banned. It's already in your system for that point. Now you get banned. Now it's like, oh, one done. Or what if your trainer puts something in it? Or then, like, what is we saying? Obviously, is he just talking when he say doping? Because there's a lot of things they could just ban. Is he just talking about performance enhancers? Because what if, like, I know Michael Phelps gets very treat. What if it's just that? Like, what if it's marijuana? Like, what if it's something simple or something that's not really, like, affecting your performance, which is like a performance enhancer? I don't think it should be a one-and-done policy. I think, like you said, if it's not like a pattern of that person trying to do stuff, I don't think there's no reason for a one-and-done ban because, like you said, you're missing a lot of context. And a lot of things could go wrong. A lot of rules can be changed at some point in time, or your trainer could give you something. Anything can happen. So for it to be a one and done, I'm not cool with the one and done too. I have to agree with that. And Michael Phelps, and I think Michael Phelps should be more open to understanding it. because I guess like if he worried about like cheating and stuff like that, that's understandable. You want everybody to get a fair chance, get a fair shot when it comes to any sport. But I'm like, I can't deal with the one and done because it's too many what if scenarios that could happen, Sean. And I don't want to. I feel like it's not fair to the athlete.
Right. And the big thing to me, SB, with this situation is the concern should not be the punishment. The concern should be the process. If you want to do something like this, test everyone every time. Everybody gets tested all the time. That way. So, because again, somebody can say, oh, this happened once. But again, if you're testing everyone every time and you see a consistency with it, then again, that's a different conversation. But a one-time thing, I don't necessarily think that should be
so Sean, I'm looking over the article. So this stems from a 23-year-old Chinese swimmer who tested positive, who actually still got to compete. And Phelps actually also, he had another comment said, let me see where is that. Where he was talking about he said the dude in China couldn't compete. And then he also said, if everybody is not going through the same testing, I have a serious problem because that means the level of sport is not fair or it's not even. He said, so if you're taking that risk, then you don't belong in here. So it's mainly stems from performance enhancers. So I guess a Chinese swimmer got caught last time and he got to compete this year.
Right. And to me, that's an IOC issue. So bring that up to the IOC, and again, I think I understand again, when someone says something like this, generally it is something reacting to something that happened.
Yeah.
But I think, again, they have to look at the entire policy, but not just the policy in terms of punishment, the policy in terms of process. Yeah. Test everybody and just be done with it.
I think hit everybody at the same time. Let me know what you guys think about that in the chat. Should we just do a lifetime ban for everybody? Just, you know what? You just ban. You're banned one and done system. Michael Phelps, believe that. I'm not with the one and done, but I definitely think if you have a pattern, you should be punished. Speaking about people who should have been punished but got away, Jim Harbaugh, my coach, balled up, denies role in Michigan sign stealing scandal. Obviously, everybody know what happened in Michigan. They did win a national championship, but they had a scandal going on, sign stealing scandal, a lot of things going on, which, let's be honest, Sean, a lot of college teams do stuff. You just don't get caught. It's still wrong if you do it, but it ain't cheating unless you get caught. I'll be honest with you. They got caught, so they cheat. That's all it is. But Jim Harbaugh had a statement said today, which is crazy to say today. Like, okay, so what about if something else come out and we find out, is you going to change your statement? But he said today, I do not apologize. I did not participate, was not aware, nor conflict in those said allegations. Harbaugh said in a statement, according to Athletic, Daniel Popper. So for me, it is back to work in attacking with a enthusiasm unknown to mankind. Okay. My thing is this, Sean. It's in college, because college coaches are way more hands-on in the NFL. So you know everything that goes on in your program. You know what players doing to an extent, unless they just real sneaky with it. You know everything. There's no way with a straight face you're gonna tell me he wasn't aware of it, allegedly wasn't aware of it. Sean, you think he wasn't aware at all? I don't think so. I think he was aware. Now, did he participate in it? I mean, he had to. So, salute, Rap God. So, somebody, one of your coaching staffs or your staff member just did something without your knowledge behind your back as you as the head coach of a staff. Because if it was that simple, you could have easily said, oh, no, coach, our offensive coordinator or our defense coordinator reacted on his own. Nobody told him to do that. He did it. I believe he would have came out and just said that. No, you knew, brother. You knew. I believe you made, allegedly, you just got to keep yourself, people don't want to get sued. Allegedly, I allegedly believe you made the call to do it. I mean, you can do it with the Chargers too, man. Get us right. Now, we need to know when Patrick Mahomes running the plays. Do what we got to do. But I think he knew. But he denies his role. And I feel like to say today, I do not apologize. That's crazy to me. That's like you in a murder case. Well, today I'm not gonna say sorry because I ain't guilty yet. That's what it sounds like to me. I'm not guilty yet, so I ain't apologizing. Once I get guilty, my bad, I messed up. But what's your take on Mr. Jim? Be nice to my coach too. It's my coach. Be nice to him. But Ted, what's your reaction to him saying he denies his role in it?
So he denied his role, and then he ended his press conference right after making the statement. His state, which is like 5 minutes. He usually has press conferences that are 20 minutes long or so. So again, he clearly didn't want to take questions about it. And again, the issue is Michigan over the last few years has been a lot like another football team in the professional ranks, that anytime they get announced that they're involved with something, there's always the okay. So I'm not gonna say who they are, but we know who they are. At the end of the day,
he's a thief. Chill on my coach. Chill on my coach.
So at the end of the day, were they sign stealing? Yes. Was he involved? You're the CEO of the program. You have oversight of the program.
You knew.
You have oversight of the program.
He knew.
So ignorance does not absolve you if you're saying you did not know.
Because that's bad. How you running a whole college program, people doing stuff you don't know about.
Right.
As the head of the program. That sounds crazy. So your staff just doing whatever. Without your go, without your say. And you left. Exactly. And you left in the back. And was it the defensive coordinator who got hired? Or the offensive coordinator who got hired? The black guy.
The offensive coordinator.
And then when you leave, the next man up gets the job.
Well, I mean, that was pretty much the plan, was that
anyway.
Because remember, he filled in for Harbaugh when Harbaugh was suspended for 3 games. So that was the plan. He was going to take over the program when Harbaugh left. And again, you and I talked about this, SB, when Jim Harbaugh's name was coming up in NFL jobs the last couple years, that eventually he was going to leave because likely he didn't want to face sanctions from the NCAA. Again, the suspension he had to deal with this past year, which again, I don't think came from the NCAA. I think it actually came down from the Big Ten. So I think the central point is, you're the CEO, you have oversight.
I have one question, right? And this is gonna make it all make sense. And I know, like I said, this is my coach. I'm being nice, but I was trying to be nice, but I'm gonna call it a spade a spade. My question is this: what is the benefit of sign stealing?
So essentially what it is basically it gives you a competitive advantage if you can tell your team, hey, they're putting this sign up, they're getting ready to run this. This is what they're doing.
Now pause there right there.
Yeah.
How would you not know that they stealing signs and you literally calling plays off the sign that was directed? Or the dude next to you, just the last 5 plays, he predicted the exact play 5 times in a row, and you looking at him, that's not suspicious to you? Jim, who you fooling? You knew, because the whole benefit of sign stealing, because you gotta call the plays. So you knew, like, who was he lying to? That's a thing. I didn't want to say it because he's my coach, but come on, man. Ain't nobody got boo-boo the fool written on their forehead. Oh, I just didn't know. Today, I'm not going to apologize. And the whole point of sign stealing is you calling plays. Come on, son.
SB, there's a movie that came out in the early 2000s called Two Can Play That Game. Have you ever seen it?
Yes. I think I see Two Can Play That Game.
So you remember the scene where Anthony Anderson's talking to Morris Chestnut after he got busted by Vivica Fox dancing with an old girl in the club, and Morris just like, nah, man, I wouldn't like that, and blah blah blah. And he's like, come on, man. The reason why you walked out because you acted guilty. You were guilty.
You was guilty.
This is literally what's happening. It's literally them saying, hey, you know what, man? I'm gonna make this quick statement, but I'm in the press conference. I don't take no questions. The whole behavior screams guilty.
Clearly guilty.
Yeah. To what extent? Who knows? But all I know is you the CEO, you have oversight, you left knowing this was still hanging over the program potentially. And come on, man. Like, come on, man.
Imagine Michigan is right now is on top of the football world right now. Michigan is the team. And if everybody believed that, I still think that the offense coordinator can get the job done too. But if Jim Harbaugh would have stayed at Michigan, he would have been the odds-on favorite to probably go back-to-back again. Why are you leaving that if you're not guilty? Because if it's just that what you telling me, you could easily, hey, look, man, this was the guy who was doing it. We're gonna leave. We fired him. He left the program. We cool. We gonna move forward. We ready to compete for another championship. That's simple. But I was like, for what the scandal is, it's no way possible for you not to know. You literally using it in the. I was like, I seen it, and I was just like, I didn't want to say it because, like I said, this is my coach now. You better do that in the league too when we play the Chiefs. But that's all the thing I would say. Let us know how you feel about that. I just said he think we boo-boo the fool or something. But speaking of another cheating scandal, Kentucky, University of Kentucky is given 2 years probation after settling football infraction case. For what the article is telling me right here, it said Kentucky and the NCAA reached a settlement Friday over infractions that include 11 football players getting paid for work they did not perform in 2021 and 2022. The negotiation results said that the school with the NCAA commit on the infractions that some football players receive impermissible benefits and that rules violation take place in the school swimming program. Kentucky agreed to spend 2 years on probation, pay an undisclosed fine, and vacate records of any game in which eligible football players compete in. Of the 11 players paid for not working, 8 played and received actual and necessary expenses while ineligible. Okay. My only problem with this, though, Sean, is that, like, okay, we just passed the rule where our players get paid, no matter if it's players getting paid for not working, whatever. No matter the situation. It's about money. That's the main thing. Management is obviously it's a little more stuff in more detail, whatever in between, because obviously it's about the swimming program also to the football program. My problem is like we just passed the rule that players can get paid, and I think this is just like what I said before, so like the weed becoming legal. I feel like, okay, it's a violation from back then, but now since it's like legal and cool now, I think it should be a pass at this point because it's like I feel like you punish the people off something that's in the past, but we changed the rule for that. So I don't understand what's the problem is. Maybe I'm missing it because it was like the players got paid and they didn't participate. I don't know. So I don't feel like what's the problem for me. What you think?
I mean, I think again, anytime these things happen, there's going to be some level of punishment, and usually the program is the one that's going to take the hit.
Right.
2 years probation is not a long time. Kentucky's football team they have like one good season, and they're like pretty much mid to below average. Mm-hmm. So no big deal. This is really such a minor situation. And again, now obviously with the rules having changed regarding NIL and paying student athletes, this probably not a big issue, but ultimately, this happened before all of those things changed. So I think that's why they're doing the rules aren't, the new rules are not retroactive. So if you did it before they came into place, more than likely you're going to take the punishment.
And that kind of sucks about the problem with this, because now how many schools can we possibly see that can get repunished for something that was in the past if they get caught like later on? Like, what if it comes out 10 years? Because, the NCAA can figure something out 10 years ago. So if it's 10 years ago, do you think this is still just, all right, well, in 2018, y'all did this, even though we in 2030, 2040, whatever. You think they should still hold the same punishment?
I mean, it's not uncommon. You go back to, and we just talked about Michigan. You go back to Michigan basketball. Mm-hmm. They had several years of infractions, really going back to the Fab Five, all the way through to like the late 90s. They basically had a 10-year, ban, from the school. Well, at least one of the players did, where he had disassociated himself from the school. So, and they took down the banners that they won. So it's not uncommon if it comes out that something happened. Generally, there's going to be, and then again, it's retroactive to current rules and the current landscape. There's still going to be some sort of punishment, or at least some sort of acknowledgement from the university that this happened. And sometimes these things, sometimes they'll self-sanction. Sometimes the conference will sanction them. Sometimes the NCAA will sanction them. So, it's just the nature of it.
And that'll hit harder for your program too if it like happens at the wrong time. You finna go get ready on because you can lose recruits no matter if you can pay them or not. NIL, if it come out that because I don't really see no guys playing for a program where it's like ineligible or they on probation, so they can't really compete for like a championship. Like top guys ain't gonna come. You probably get some players, but you ain't gonna get the top guys though because it's like I'm not gonna really get the attention I need to go to the next level because obviously those type of players are ready to go to the next level.
Right.
And I can't necessarily see that happening. Let me know what you guys think about this. Should we give a pass since the rules have changed about payments with the NIL? Should all the old what do we call it? Rule breaking maybe from the past. Should it get a pass since the rule changed off NIL, or should they still get punished? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. On to the next one, Sean. Chicago Bears cornerback, Double J, as I call him, Jaylon Johnson, is unhappy because he got left off the NFL top 100 list. And he doubled down with his statement and said it's BS because how he's not top 100 and Aaron Rodgers made it and he only played 4 snaps. If honestly, if that. Aaron Rodgers last year highlight tape is literally 10 seconds. All you see him is carrying a flag, and that's probably about it. It's to tell you, thanks for watching. So how does this player on the top 100 list, but you got Double J, who was an All-Pro, a Pro Bowler, and he had a great year. You could probably say he's probably maybe at the bottom 10, maybe top 15 corner, and he didn't make the top 100. I'm thinking about the cornerback list. He probably at that like 15-ish range, maybe 15 to 10, maybe range. Maybe could be higher. Maybe higher.
Two-time, second team All-Pro. I mean, that means you were one of the 4 best corners in the league.
So he got to be top 10. So a top 10 corner didn't make the top 100 list. Said it's 100 players better than him. And I do agree with him. I feel like Aaron Rodgers should have been on the list if he went on the list. But what's your reaction to this?
Right. So a couple things, SB. One, the NFL Network, who does the top 100, they give the players the sheets to fill out in November of the season, right? So even long before the season's over. They usually start collecting them by December. They usually want to get them all in before the end of the regular season because you want to get them while you got players in the facility. Because, again, once the regular season ends, a good portion of those guys, 18 teams are going home, right? So you want to collect it while you can. So the lists are done before All Pro is announced generally. Pro Bowl is a little different, because the Pro Bowl tends to be announced before the regular season's over, obviously. So it's a little bit of that, but also, when the guys write down their list, they're writing down their top 20. The fact that not enough guys, because I'm assuming there might be some guys who had him in their top 20, is the list is a top 100, but guys are not writing down 100 players. They're only writing down 20 names.
Okay.
So that's why. So again, I understand he had a great year last year. We get it. Not a big issue. Now you're on the radar. You could have been 101. We don't know. They used to drop honorable mention videos, which would be guys who didn't make the top 100, but guys who had made a significant number of players list. So again, for me, I understand, it does feel like a slight, but at the end of the day, You were all pro. You were Pro Bowl, and you got paid this off season.
And he got paid. Yes, he did.
So, you know.
I want to see who is 100. No, I don't want. I want 100 to 99. They were talking about 100 through 91. I want to see who is those two. Who is? Why is it not showing up 100? NFL top 100, 100, 199. It's not showing it. Because I want to see who's at least the first 10. And it's not popping up because I want to definitely see. I see the top 10. What was your reaction to Tyreek Hill being number one? I believe Tyreek Hill was number one.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill was number one. Again, I did not agree with that. I thought it should have been either Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson, but but again, those guys were 2 and 4. And so again, I think it's just it's incredibly subjective, but again, these are players, voting on and writing down who they believe of their peers are the best of the best. So,
Oh, okay. Wait. I think I found it. Okay. We got Zaire Franklin, Levante. I'm going from 100. So 100 is Zaire Franklin, 99 Levante Davis, 98 Cameron Hayward, 90 Scary Terry at 97. Oh, they wilding. Scary Terry at 97. Deion Dawkins at 96. Julian Love at 95. Trevor Lawrence at 94. That's tough. Harrison Smith at 93. Aaron Rodgers at 92. Tyreek Woolen at 90. I'm sorry, Double J better than everybody. I don't know. I don't agree that Scary Terry or Trevor Lawrence should be this high. That's wicked. But for Double J is better than Tyreek Woolen. Tyreek Woolen nice though. I'm not saying that in a bad way. Tyreek Woolen is nice, and he's better than Harrison Smith. Harrison Smith is old now, bro. He's out. Him being mad is warranted. Going off that, I'm scared to even look at anything else past that point. But them names, you gotta put Double J on that list. He gotta make it. He was like you said, all pro. He was one of the 4 best corners in the league. There's no way you don't got him on the list at all. And I think now, the Bears fans should be happy. That should add fuel to the fire for him. I believe he's gonna come back, have another good year. You just got to prove it wrong. But Scary Terry at 97 is crazy to me. Because Scary Terry is, I believe he at the bottom of the top 10. He like there from 10 to 15 range too for me at wide receiver. But like you said, if they voting off everybody only getting 20 players, I can see how some people get left off. But come on now, Sean. We can't do that. They wilding. But every list is subjective because everybody got an opinion. It sucks. Okay. One more story. Let's play a game, Sean. We're gonna do extensions or walk. NBA edition. So pretty much it's a couple players coming up who are extension eligible. We're gonna look at the team situation, we're gonna look at the player, and we're gonna ask should we give this player an extension or let him walk? And letting him walk could be trading them, whatever. Anyway, he's just not going to be on the team. Player number 1, Julius Randle. You giving Julius Randle an extension or you letting him walk? Let me hear you.
This is going to be an interesting one, SB, because obviously we know what the Knicks have done this offseason. Obviously, trading for Mikal Bridges.
Big.
Yeah, extending or re-signing OG Anunoby. Obviously, extending Jalen Brunson to what is considered a below market deal. This one's going to be very interesting. If I'm the Knicks, I'm going to be very patient because if I do extend him, I want to get him in at a certain number. Now, the catch is if they don't extend him and you have up until October 21st to do these extensions, he can he'll have a player option after next season, which he'll more likely decline because he'll be eligible for a 5-year, roughly $300+ million deal.
And he ain't gonna take no pay cut like Brunson did. I can tell you that right. Randle
I would think he is not gonna take a pay cut.
Or better.
No.
And I'm only saying I'm not saying that like about Julius Randle personally, like as the purpose, like I'm saying, like he wouldn't do something selfishly, but how New York been treat Julius Randle? Oh no, you're gonna have to pay to keep me. I just see I done got booed here. They done knock my sounds down. They be 50-50 with me. Oh no, if you want me to stay here and deal with y'all slander, you New Yorkians, oh, you got to pay me. You got to pay me. But for me, Julius Randle, he walk. We walking. We walking away. Walk away for Julius Randle.
So the only issue, SB, is why they don't necessarily want him to walk is because they're capped out. Mm-hmm. So him walking does not help them. They want to be able to recoup something for Julius Randle. I think the big question is, one, is there a trade market for Julius Randle right now? I would say probably not a big trade market for Julius Randle right now.
Probably not 50-50.
Because we kind of know what Julius Randle is. And then the second thing is given the makeup of their roster, can they figure out a way to stagger his and Jalen Brunson's minutes? Because Jalen Brunson is the face of that team, that franchise now. But also stylistically, I don't think they should play a bunch of minutes together. I think with Julius Randle, you got to give him minutes where he is kind of the focal point and he can do what he does well. It's going to be a very interesting thing. Again, they got up until October 21st, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, for me, when I say walk, obviously you don't want to lose it for nothing. I'd say you try to trade Julius Randle. He would sign a trade because, like you said, he don't fit what they need right now as a team. That's me. So I gotta let Randle go. Lauri Markkanen. I could go first on this one. Extension. I already know Danny Ainge, you don't want to let him go. You don't. But, he just can't help trying to finesse somebody. Always, every time. Like, he always try to get the best of the deal or dress finesse. But if I'm Utah, I'm going to keep this as short and simple. Extension. Right? Extension for me.
Yeah, so I don't think it's a matter of if in this case. I think he's absolutely going to get sign the extension. It's a matter of when. It's a matter of when. Mm-hmm. Because if he waits, because technically he can sign the extension tomorrow. But the catch is, if he signs the extension tomorrow, he could be traded on trade deadline day. If he waits a day or two, he technically cannot be traded until after the season. So for him, it just makes sense to wait. But he's going to sign the extension. He's been very clear. He likes it in Utah. His family likes it there. So I think
and the team rebuild and get your money now, young fella. Get that bread. Get that chicken.
Get your money now. And again, if they decide they're going to trade you later on, he's been traded, twice in his career. 3 times in his career. He got traded from Minnesota to Chicago, from Chicago to Cleveland, and obviously from Cleveland to Utah. So he's not crazy enough to recognize the business side of it. But the key is he's going to wait, sign the extension after August 6th passes, and then go from there. So yeah, definitely extension.
All right, next guy on the list from New Orleans, Brandon Ingram. I'll let you go first on this one.
No extension.
No extension. You letting him walk. You trading him or letting him walk? You don't want him. Why is that?
I would try to trade him, but again, I don't think it's a very high market for him right now. I'll say I think he's kind of in the same boat as Zach LaVine in that I think he's got to come back and really play well for there to be a trade market generated for him. But they're not. I don't think they're signing him to an extension. If they do, it is not going to be nearly the amassed amount of money he can get.
Yeah.
So I say no extension for Brandon Ingram. I don't think he's getting an extension from them at all.
My problem is, say, like, talent wise, I would want to extend Brandon Ingram. The problem is this roster. I don't think, like him and CJ, I really don't like them on the court together because you really gotta, like, where's the real playmaker and defender? Because then they had a defender with him and Herb Jones, or they had a playmaker in Jose Alvarado. Then it'd be like the defense be bad, but the playmaker be better with Jose. But then they go
remember they got DeJounte Murray now.
DeJounte Murray. Now that's what I'm saying. Now I want to see how they look with DeJounte Murray. Maybe DeJounte Murray can make stuff happen, but we already see how him and Trae Young look together. Don't get me wrong. DeJounte Murray can run the PG and do a great job at it, but he give you more like a Drew Holiday type of guy. He's more known for his defensive ability. His defensive presence is his bread and butter. So if you can get rid of CJ, I'm cool with the Murray, Ingram, Zion combo. I don't want CJ and Murray together. One of them got to go. So I'm gonna say extension. But only way I'm going extension if you trade CJ McCollum. That's the only way I can go for it. This one is close to you. Your home, your team, right there. Jimmy Butler. He's a Butler. My boy JB. You're the Heat fan of the show, the consistent Heat fan. What we doing? What you want your team to do?
Nothing. Wait. Nothing.
Wait. Now you got to pick. You ain't copied out of this one, Sean. You got to pick one. You going to extend Jimmy or you walking him?
No. Because so Jimmy's in a different situation. Jimmy's in a different situation because Jimmy has a year left, or 2 years left on his deal. The last year is a player option. So it really comes down to what happens this season and whether or not they decide they're going to, Jimmy wants to stay or Jimmy wants to go. But I think a lot of it's going to come down to his availability during the regular season. I think Pat Riley said in his end of season State of the Heat press conference that the availability is the most important thing with him. And, you can't pay a guy the amount of money they pay Jimmy Butler and he miss all the games that he missed. Same with Tyler Hero. So, so I don't think there's no extension coming from Jimmy Butler at this point. It's not happening. He's been extension eligible since July. It's not happening. They're going to wait. And so, no extension.
Because the problem is, what I was just looking at right now is Jimmy Butler's age. Because you told me next year. So then it's like also, with Jimmy not being available, do you pay a 35-year-old a 4-year extension of a lot of money? Like that, because then now he'll be what? Or it's like 3 years. 38, 39. Do you want to? And imagine, I rock with Jimmy. I rock with Jimmy heavy. But I think the Heat gotta let Jimmy walk because, like you said, Jimmy gonna want to get paid. And I'm just being fair, and I'm always gonna keep this with my mindset with your team, Sean. If you didn't pay D Wade, nobody else getting paid. If D Wade, that was like how the Bulls did Jordan wrong. I feel like that's the one thing that y'all tried to recoup it back and bring D Wade back because nah. Y'all did D Wade dirty. If D Wade can't get an extension and late his career, nobody should never get one. So I'm gonna say let Jimmy walk.
So my rule, SB, regardless of the player, is you don't
it's pay D Wade though.
No, I'm just saying, regardless of the player, you don't pay a guy for what he's done. You pay him for what you project he's going to do.
That's true though, but that's D Wade. D
Wade Wade County. Hold on, listen. This is a business, and the business is putting together the best roster for the money you have with salary cap to win. Nothing against D Wade. Have most of the respect in the world for D Wade. Not all. Most of the respect in the world for D Wade. No, it's just the reality of the business.
That's true.
If you pay a guy max dollars and he's no longer playing at a max level, that comes back to bite you. And it wasn't that the Heat didn't want to pay D Wade. It was they were asking him to wait because they were trying to get either Kevin Durant or and even I think Gordon Hayward was potentially in the conversation at one point.
Center? What was that? Hassan Whiteside. I mean, y'all paid Hassan.
Well, Whiteside, they had to pay. Well, I don't say they had to pay. Whiteside was a different animal because
they regret that.
Well, not really. That's done. They moved him. They moved off of that quick. Thank you, Portland and Sacramento. But at the end of the day, and the Clippers. But so it's just a matter of these teams got to make smart, prudent financial decisions because the last thing you want to be doing is hanging on to these albatross contracts that are literally hard to move, right?
Yes.
You know, and again, we're seeing teams in that situation right now. Ben Simmons is a hard to move contract.
I don't even think I think if he was on a vet minimum, nobody was going to take Ben Simmons. So that ain't about the contract.
Might have a different conversation, but it's just the amount of money he's making and the fact that he doesn't play and he's not healthy ever.
Yeah. No. Last one. I think this is going to be simple and easy, but we got to just do it because they are available. Extension or walk. Steph and KD. I can tell you about extension. It don't even matter. Extension. Only way Steph better walk. If you tell you know what, Steph, I want you to go compete for a championship. What team do you want to go to? That's what I'm trading them. KD. I'm extending KD. Is KD still hooping? KD got, and then I don't believe neither one of these guys. Maybe Steph might be a little bit longer, but KD extension he probably want like 2 more years. So it won't like if he asks for a 4-5 year extension, he walking.
Well, he can't sign one that long, so they can only add to these current deals. They can only add 1 year.
Okay.
Deals. So yeah, so it would be a 1 year extension.
Oh yeah, extension easy. Same thing for you, extension. All right.
Yeah,
that's extension to walk. That's all the players I have for us, Sean. All righty, episode 95. Sean, who you got?
I got 2 guys. I got one guy, Hall of Famer, Richard Dent. Richard Dent from the Chicago Bears, 85 Bears, and then current. One of my favorite defensive tackles in the league, Quinnen Williams from the Jets.
Oh, okay. I thought you was gonna go. Well, me and you both got Richard Dent for sure. We both got Richard Dent. I'm gonna go Richard Dent, and the current player I'm gonna go is who I think might be the best on the edge right now. With Donald being gone too, I'm going Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett, yeah. I had him in consideration, but I like Quinnen Williams.
I love Quinnen Williams too. Is that wrong for saying that? Is Myles Garrett the best rusher right now in the league on the edge?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think he is.
Yeah, I mean, I know some people say, TJ Watt, but I like Myles Garrett. I think
Myles Garrett get busy. If all Deshaun Watson got to do is stay healthy, if Deshaun Watson stay healthy and play, I'm trying to tell you, the Browns could win it all because their defense is legit with Myles Garrett on that line.
Yeah.
So, yep. But yeah, that has been another great episode of Real Takes Over Fake Debates. See you guys on Friday from SB to Sean Webb. Peace out, people. Peace out. Wait. Oh, yeah. Football season coming up, Sean. I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
Getting close.
Getting close. Yes, sir. All right, guys. See you later. And also, we 5 episodes from episode 100, man. We got to figure out something special for 100, man. I don't know. We got 100 episodes kind of fast. You don't think that?
No, I mean, listen. When you're doing good stuff, man, time flies. So yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yes, sir. But I salute everybody. Thanks for watching. See you guys on Friday. Peace.
Worker man.